What's my rank at the moment? I am rank 1 legend. That's all you need to know. I constantly assume that I am rank 1 legend. May the light grant you peas. 2 peas in a pod. What's my rank in Pokemon? Unlucky, no rank in Pokemon. You hate to see it. I wish they'd add rank to Pokemon. Also, this kind of messes up my... Well, it doesn't really, right? Because it copies the lowest cost. Never mind. I was going to say it messes up my philosophy, but it doesn't really. Build your own mini-bot. Well, I'll be... Ow. Yuck. Playing a full cost Libram. Kinda sickens me. Kinda sickens me, chat. Well, poop.
They will never catch me.
That wasn't one of the chargers. That wasn't one of the chargers at all.
They will never catch me.
You let me down. I feel like when I play Questline Demon Hunter, I get out the Wallopers a lot, but I almost never get out the Brutes. Feels bad. My opponent is absolutely awful at drawing Libram discounters. It's kind of embarrassing. A little embarrassed for them. You know, if it were me, I would draw the discounters. Unless I didn't. You know what I mean? Ow. Yikes. I guess we take the overdraw. Yay!
They will never catch me.
Okay, well, I guess I'm doing this. Ba, 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 ba. Beep. 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 We did it, chat. How often does the opponent add you after the match just to be rude? For me yesterday, they were really rude after losing a casual match as Druid with Kil'Jaeden Yeti. Oh, that's funny. Well, I don't ever add anyone anymore. So like, even before streaming, I stopped. It was like, you know, back in like, when was I starting to really play Wild? It was like Ungoro, right? So 2017. Yeah, that's 2017. So back in 2017, when I was grinding a bit, I noticed that people would add me for 2 reasons. The reason number 1 was to complain about how they lost. It wasn't always to be like outright rude, but I had some people who just wanted me to feel sorry for them, like and say like, "Ah, you just got lucky," or "I just got lucky," or something like that. Like that's clearly what they want out of it, is an acknowledgement that I didn't deserve the win that I got. You know how that goes. So like it ranges from that to someone being outright stupid, you know, like that was the first half. The other half is someone wanted my deck list, and this was back before the deck code technology was quite where it is today. And I had people, like, half the time they would expect me to, like, not just give them the code, but to go through and type out the card one by one, right? Like, it was before everyone, like, getting codes was easy or people were used to it. So I would have to explain, you have to go to the BattleNet app and then copy the message there, because you can't copy it out of the client. And they're like, can't you just send me the blah blah blah? And like, I'm doing you a favor, right? Giving you you're asking me for my deck, I give you the deck, and you don't like how I gave it to you, even though I explained to you how you can download it. You know, like, that's the experience I would have with people. So I'd be on my break playing on my phone, and people would either complain to me or they would ask me for my deck list, which was a process. You know, bare minimum, I have to not just queue up the next game. I have to go to my collection, copy the code, go out of the app, paste it, collect just the code, go back to the app and paste it to the person, right? And like, I don't want to do that on my 10-minute break. So anyways, ever since then, I just don't add anyone anymore. I don't get anything out of it. Mio, do I keep this because it's close to the left? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that's expensive. Hi, YouTube chat. This hand sucks. I give this hand a P-.
Starting the operation.
Starting the operation. I mean, should I just coin this? I think so. Like, it doesn't matter that it doesn't advance the quest. It's probably not going to advance the quest anyway. But I can use it to draw 2 cards now. I think it was okay. Is it a common thing to be rude in games? Like, to just add, like, when you talk in a DM in a game? Is it common? Yes. Are you new to games? Hey, Marshy, YouTube chat kind of crazy, not gonna lie. Hi, Justin.
What's this?
Job's done.
Well, I think my stratagem is going to be to play this philosophy and then play 2 of these. I straight up don't have chats on in almost any games. That's how I played Unite. Like, I turned every way that a player could talk to me in Pokemon Unite off.
The shadow engulfs us.
Chad, I think I lose. And that's like when I started playing a little bit of League of Legends, you know, like half a year ago or something like that. And that's how I would play that too, is I would just have the chat off, because like, it doesn't do me any good, right? Like, people are just largely, they're mean. Not even they're just mean, like, you know, they're stupid. and you know, sometimes people will have like a legitimate complaint, but they don't say it in a way that understands that they're not the only person in the game, right? Like, you can have someone say, hey, I need help over here, I'm falling behind, and it's not everyone else's fault that you're falling behind, right? Like, you know, it's just the way the game is playing out, and people aren't necessarily free to just come help you at a dime. Martian used to be toxic in the league, I remember. I don't think I was ever that toxic. Just a little bit. A little bit. Just a little bit. But yeah, like back in my full-on league days. I need lifesteal.
If 3 rights make a left.
That was not lifesteal. Chat.
They will never catch me.
Oh, I should have traded first. I'm so stupid. What a Dumbo. That was the whole point. Oh my goodness. Chat. Let's never talk about this again. That would have worked out so well if I traded first. Oh, we still probably would have died, right? So it doesn't matter that much, but... Bring back Therobulator? Alright. What are people frustrated about? So, in Hearthstone, a fellow gamer is going to be annoyed at you because you played a deck that beat them, alright? They want you to play the deck that plays on their terms, right? So, if they don't appreciate your playstyle, they're going to add you to complain about your deck. Or like they're just sad they lost, right? And they're not a good enough player to realize why it happened. So they think you like luck was the problem, or you're playing a broken deck, right? So it's unreasonable expectations and not being a good enough player to understand why they weren't met. So that's Hearthstone. In something like League of Legends, you're gonna have people who are annoyed at you because their ability to win is dependent on your performance as well, right? So you have a team game, and any one person on that team has 100% power to lose the game, but only a fifth of the power to win it, right? So any person can decide that they want the game to end in a loss for their own team at any point in the whole game. They can just decide, all right, I'm gonna feed, I'm gonna not show up to the team fight, and then you're gonna be a person down, and you can't win, right? Like at any point, any person can decide that, right? Or, you know, you could just queue into somebody who's not playing in the right way for the matchup, and there's nothing you can do about it because you need them to cooperate in a productive way, but they either don't want to or don't realize what they're doing is wrong, or you think that, right? But it turns out you're the one who's not playing the match right? But you can't see that because it's a complicated game, whatever. And so you're just really frustrated that people aren't playing the way that you want, that you think that they should, but really it's you who should have been playing differently the whole time. So anyways, I think I'm gonna do this one. I think. We'll see if it works out for me. Oh, there's a brute. Can't play the brute. Oh, I can play the brute. Look at me go. I can't play this. Oh, I can play that in the brute. Is this a trick? Why can't I play this? Oh, because this was discounted. Alright. So I can get the buff on the brute, and I can get a second brute, but I can't play them both. Which is kind of sad. Hate to see it. So yeah, like, you don't have control over your teammates, right? All you can do is hope that they'll play the way that you play. So it can be very frustrating when they don't play in a way that's productive for you. Big team games tend to be very complex, and people almost never recognize why they're losing, but they know for certain it's the jungler's fault in their head. Yeah, that's true. It's really funny when people just kind of like expect the jailer to bail them out, or the jungler to bail them out at any point, right? Like, the jungler is responsible for helping. The jungler is responsible for helping 3 different lanes, right? You need to stop by 3 different lanes, and they need to clear their jungler they need to clear their jungle in between. You have a ton of like minions that need to be cleared for the jungler to have enough experience in gold. So it can't spend 100% of its time constantly ganking various lanes. And in its time that it does have to gank lanes, it's not always the right option to gank the person who's losing their lane. In fact, a lot of the time it's the wrong option. Do I just win? Not quite. Close. So yeah, a lot of the time it's a throw, right? Like, if you are solo top potato person who is like completely unable to just sit underneath your tower and slowly chip away at what experience you can reach safely. Like if you're completely unable to do that and you keep feeding over and over and over again because you won't just sit in your tower and be a little bored for a little while, then why should the jungler come over there and risk accidentally feeding the person you've already fed a bunch even more, when they could go to a lane where people are playing competently and try to get them fed, so that you have at least a mid laner or a bottom laner who has a lot of extra gold and is able to like carry the game a little bit better. You know, it's not always about winning every single lane. You have to play to your strengths, and it's the jungler's responsibility to decide which lane they're going to focus on to advance the game in the long run. But like a lot of people can't like, you're not having fun if you're just getting crushed in your lane and you're like, well, I'm getting crushed, the jungler's supposed to help me. Do you think they have IRL issues that make them rude in games? Not necessarily. I think if you're having IRL issues, it can be a lot harder to like be nice in games, but that's universal. That's not unique to games, right? Like if something's wrong in your life, right, you're not going to have the same patience and courteousness necessarily in other aspects of your life, I guess. So, but it doesn't have to be like something is necessarily wrong, right? Like, so say you're like, you don't have to have quote unquote issues. They like imagine you're a 40-hour a week worker, right? Or 40 or more or whatever, and you have a bunch of responsibilities, and you wake up, you go to your work, and you've worked it all day, the job that's like not especially satisfying, but you need it for your paycheck. You come home, you're tired, you have like a couple hours to yourself right before bed, and you spend it playing League of Legends, and going back to the point where, you know, anyone on a League of Legends team has complete power to lose the game whenever they want, but not only a fifth of the power to win it. When your when your teammates aren't taking care of their 20%, right? Like you're trying to like have a little bit of joy in your day. You've just like, you've been commuting, you've been working your annoying job where your boss is being a potato, and like the customers are all obnoxious and don't have the right perspective, and like everyone's mean to you, and you just want just a little bit of time to yourself at the end of the day, right? And then some annoying brat decides that your top lane experience isn't worth improving, and so now that's 50 minutes, right? That's like a good chunk of your small allotment of free time at the end of the day is now ruined because you're just getting crushed in lane nonstop. You know, whether it's actually the person's fault or not. And there's like a ton of other scenarios, right? Like it doesn't just have to be top lane jungle shenanigans. But anyways, so all that is to say, I don't think like something has to be necessarily wrong with you for you to like feel the need to be rude to somebody in a video game. They life is complicated and people get grumpy, and a game like League of Legends is designed to make people as grumpy as possible. It's not designed with that intent, obviously, right? Like it just so happens to work out that way. So like going back to the original reference, I don't think I used the game where the question was asked, but I was being asked about people being rude and like in game, like if you're added and someone is just rude to you there. Maybe I used it, I forget. Who knows? You guys will know, I won't. Going back to the like, why would you be rude to someone where you add them in Hearthstone? right? Same scenario. You have like, you know, an hour or two at the end of the day where you've already been annoyed all day and you just got home, you're excited to play Hearthstone, and every single one of your opponents is the Demon Seed, the deck you hate the most, right? It's like, you know, you're not feeling 100% rational forgiving at that point. You know, you're just like, why do you guys all have to play the stupid Demon Seed for your easy wins, blah blah blah, you know, like that's the mentality. So like, something doesn't have to be wrong with you necessarily for that to be the case. You know, you could just have a rough day, or you could just like not understand that not everyone wants to play Hearthstone in the exact way that you do. I think there's a cause and disconnect with online chats. People subconsciously don't associate the other people in the chat as real people. No, that's a good point too, is like there's the anonymity of the internet, right? You there's no, I've seen too many people be rude to other people in real life to say it's 100% this, but like there's definitely, like, if you look at people annoying you in real life and how they behave and compare that to people annoying you in a video game and how they behave, there is definitely a difference in what people are willing to say when they're not talking to each other in person. So like, that's definitely a good point. People let out their inner Demon Seed. So Demon Seed players are the true chads of Hearthstone. Only, I mean, like, yeah, I think it's fine to be a Demon Seed enjoyer. I'm a Demon Seed enjoyer. I like playing the Demon Seed. It's a fun deck. Fun deck, fun deck. Okay. If I do this, I can do this. And then I can get my funny thing. Wow.
My quest, my revenge.
Anyone over a ghoul to the face?
Martian likes the Demon Seed. Unfollow. Unlucky. I just roll and roll for the quill board, but my opponents always steal them, and Bob is conspiring against you. Yeah. Is this a top deck now? This is the best deck. All right. It has Kil'Jaeden, and that's all you need. The simple solution is to not play online games. Yeah, I guess, like, I wouldn't extend that all the way to Hearthstone. I feel like the way that team online games with randoms is set up is in such a way that, like, I feel like those complaints are much more legitimate. Like, even if you're wrong, like, the game is very set up to frustrate people, whereas like you have a lot more power in Hearthstone to alter your experience in a way that like you don't have to lose to the Demon Seed over and over and over again. You just, like, you can switch up your strategy and not lose to that anymore, you know. Whereas in League, you're just kind of like, you're trapped with whatever buffoon you're trapped in League with. You don't have a lot of agency at a certain point. Okay, so I've played my brutes. I can do this. I think I just want to play my funny now.
What's this?
So like that's in both directions. I think that's a bit of an oversimplification. Like you can still be a baby in League, and well, many people are, and like you can have a legitimate frustration in Hearthstone. But I feel like if you want to, like, if you have a busy, stressful day to day, I do not recommend ending your day to day with League of Legends. I think that's a bad idea. You should probably explore a different game. Who did I play in League? At my height, at the height of my leaguing, where I was like playing and doing well, I was playing Rammus. My favorite character in League of Legends is Cho'Gath. Hi, Ogre. Balthazar, thank you so much for the $5. I only play Seed because Blizzard hates the fun of 3 mana Tome Tampering Discard Warlock. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Like, I didn't have to play the Seed. I didn't have to play Demon Seed. You know, you guys could have just let me play Discard Warlock. Chat, did I just get absolutely bamboozled? We need to play HOTS again. True. HOTS was a much better, like, if you're getting like absolutely hammered in HOTS, at least the rest of your team is gaining experience, so you can kind of catch up later. It's not like you personally fall way far behind. League of Legends, MartianBuu, going, I'm gonna buy a Scrumbus item so I can deal with the team's Chumbus Hecarim better. Yeah, something like that.
My dance dazzles, delights, and destroys.
You can cut the audio of the game and put a dinosaur with a different match. That's funny. Yeah, I guess I could. Burr, 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 burr. Cuddly Meow. We've played against Cuddly Meow a couple times today. We wish you could copy deck codes easily on mobile. I hear you. Wow. Yeah, I think I play this. I was considering stuff. I was considering coining this, and maybe I should have. I don't know. YouTube mobile doesn't allow direct copy and paste on iOS. Yeah, that's weird, right? That is weird. That's why that's why I have to go through the whole hoop of adding a link to a deck list in my YouTube videos. Like, if you go to my YouTube description, and in there you will see the raw code, right? So someone who's on PC could just copy that code from there. And you also see a link. The link is there so that someone who is on mobile can click the link and then go to a site that has the code where it can be copied from on mobile. But yeah, it's a little weird. You can't just copy straight from mobile. It'd be really nice if you could, so I didn't have to do that. Because like I have to do, it's a whole process at the end of the video, right? It's part of like my wrap up. Like there's this entire step where I have to fire up my deck tracker, find the deck that I was playing, copy it, go over to Donkey's site, paste the deck there, then take that URL over to a URL shortener, put that URL in the shortener, copy that, and then come back to the YouTube and put it there next to where I put the code. So like, I'd love to not have to do that every single time I post a video. You know, it'd be really nice if they just fix it.
What's this?
They will never catch me.
suppose you could have played that for free, but like my thought is I could use some chargers right now.
Whoa, too many cards.
They will never catch me.
I think we can save this mana burn. I glide the Tamsin. I could glide the Tamsin, it's true. That could theoretically help for a while. What's my league rank right now? Like whatever the lowest is. I haven't played in a long time. Like I dabbled a little bit a couple months ago, but I played like less than 20 games and then haven't played again since. And then before that, it's been, you know, a really long time. So not good. I'm surprised they don't have a twist for this already. Twist for what? If only Taurus gave you access to the whole library, I could make Wheel Road a reality. Oh, I see. Like you want a twist for that, where you just get any card, any class or something. Yeah, it would be cool to have a dual class twist. I think that'd be fun. Oh, very good.
Add a step to it.
Anyone ought to the face to the face.
It's hard keeping Legend in Standard and Wild in Hearthstone, Grandmaster in TBT, TFT, Diamond in Summoner's Rift, and working 40 hours a week. Does sound hard. I'm gonna play all these cards next turn. I dealt 145 with Il'gynoth in a match in gold, so it's pretty nuts. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine it's a bad deck, right? Like, I'm sure it's fine. It's interesting that nobody is playing it right now. Ow. Beep, beep, boop.
They will never catch me.
Job done.
When you play Starliner with Bran on turn 4, like, okay, so why don't they play a liner Druid anymore? Well, they stopped playing it because Juicy Psych Melon got nerfed. The reason they don't play it these days is because there are much simpler combos. So, like, you could...
Gotta go.
You could do, you know, Aviana, Kuhn, random 7 costs, Bran, Starliner, whatever. You could do that. Or you could do Aviana, Kuhn, Bran, Alex, right? So old Alex to set your opponent to 15, and new Alex to combine with Bran to deal 8 twice to the opponent who's set to, you know, it's a much easier combo now. So it was nerfed and wasn't very good playable for a long time, and by the time it became playable again, there were just better things to do. What's this? Nothing but the ashes on the heap of history.
Who's hiding now? Who's hiding now? Come out! Come out!
The old one is more fun. I didn't even think that was the most fun Druid deck of its time. Togwaggle was a deck that I spammed into the ground, and I think it was stronger. I think, you know, yeah. Togwaggle was really fun. Missed that one. I mean, I could play it now, right? Togwaggle, all its pieces are still together. There's no real reason why I shouldn't.
Anyone order a ghoul to the face?
Anyone order some spool? It just like Togwaggle was a very sweaty deck for me to play, right? That like sweaty Martian likes Togwaggle Druid. I don't know that like casual content Martian likes Togwaggle Druid as much, I guess. And should I have killed this just because they can do stupid reincarnate? Probably. Surely. Lowest amount of stats dropped by Questline Demon Hunter on turn 4, yeah. You loved Tog Druid back in the day? Yeah, good times. I lived for those mirrors. Those mirrors that would take like 40 minutes. Good times. Back when I used to like mirrors sometimes. There hasn't been like a really good mirror in a long time for me. Like Togwaggle mirror, Monkey mirror, like Monkey Warrior mirror. I love those mirrors. Those mirrors were really fun. I liked the ones that like were really grindy and took a long time. But now when you have games like that, it's just you suffering a hostage mage for half an hour, you know, so. Secret Mage mirror? Bleh. Sounds awful. My most fond memories of Hearthstone are still playing Nathria, playing Chumbo, Control Paladin, and winning by dropping 900,000 damage with Dire Genetics. Oh yeah. Chat, look at me getting wrecked, making mistakes, and getting punished. I'm supposed to not get punished, chat. We agreed that I would never be punished for my misplays. We all had an agreement. Why did things suddenly change? Why is it all of a sudden I'm just getting punished for my misplays? You guys are supposed to get punished for your misplays. I'm supposed to win no matter what. So if I return, it's legal, right? Oh my goodness, imagine ever getting punished for a misplay when you could just win.
Anyone order a ghoul to the face?
Chat, what are you guys talking about? Getting punished for a misplay. Why not just win? Come on, get out of town.